US Open Health Desk presented by Mount Sinai. I'm Mara Montalbano, and today we're talking to Dr. Alexis Colvin, Associate Professor of Sports Medicine at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, as well as the Chief Medical Officer for the USTA. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Great to be here.
And today we're just talking about preventing sports injuries. So, Doctor, how important is flexibility to injury prevention?
Flexibility is really key. It allows your joints to move through their full range of motion and really allows your muscles to work more efficiently. So if you think of it, for the upper body, if you are going to do a serve or swim a stroke, you really want your shoulder to be able to move through its entire ability. And same thing with your legs. If you're going to kick when you're swimming or for running, to be able to get your full stride, you really need the full range of motion of your joints.
So how can people work on their flexibility?
So yoga is fantastic for flexibility. Stretching, there's really two types of stretching. There's static stretching and dynamic stretching. And the difference is that with static stretching, it's the traditional kind of sit in place, hold something for 30 seconds, whereas dynamic stretching is really warming up while you're stretching. And that's really what you want to do before an activity. So something like jumping jacks, butt kicks, arm circles, all those are really going to get your blood moving and help with the flexibility.
Let's talk about core strength for a while. You hear this a lot in training. So what role does that play in tennis?
So like any sport, core strength is very important. Your core is sort of the mid-chest down to the upper part of your knees. And it helps with balance and stability. And some exercises that you can do to help with your core stability are abdominal crunches and planks. In particular with tennis, with the serves and with the strokes, what you're really doing is you're channeling your core and your lower body strength into your upper arm. So it's going to help a lot with your power if you're able to develop your core strength.
And let's talk about dressing for success. I mean, how can the clothes you wear in the court contribute to injury prevention?
So two key pieces of equipment. One is your shoes. You definitely want your tennis shoes to be well-fitting. You want a little bit of wiggle room for your toes, but not too much. But you want them also to be able to support your ankles. And second, your racket. You want your racket to have the appropriate grip size for you. You want your strings to be at the right tension and your racket to really be the right weight to help prevent upper extremity injuries.
So, Doctor, how important is proper technique to staying safe on the court?
The technique is obviously very important. Even if you're a very competitive tennis player, you can always benefit from instruction. If you look at the pros, they're still getting instruction by their coaches. Two key things in tennis are, one, footwork. So being able to develop agility and speed can help a lot with your motions because obviously tennis is a total body sport. And again, the flexibility of being able to really reach for those shots can also help with injury prevention.
How important is rest and how much of it should players get before and after their play?
Well, your rest is really should be individualized, but what we do know is that a lot of tennis injuries are caused by overuse, so really just doing too much of the same thing over and over again. So the key to preventing overuse injuries is to take your rest day and also to work on cross-training, so not playing tennis 7 days a week, but also mixing it up with other sports that are going to help with developing your core strength and your flexibility.
And some players are playing regardless of, previous injuries. How careful should they be, and what should they do to, not bring those injuries back, so to speak?
Well, I think the key thing is not playing through pain. So if you have an injury and you're healed, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go back to doing it. But you really need to be honest with the amount of pain that you're feeling, because if you start to play through pain and then injure yourself more, you're just going to set yourself back that much more.
Well, Dr. Colvin, thank you so much for all of that great advice. And remember to check out usopen.org throughout the tournament for more great information from the staff of Mount Sinai, right here on the US Open Health Desk, presented by Mount Sinai.